So the challenges is always to make sure that everybody is included. And one of the themes of this session is to do with transculturality. And what I'm going to look at today is how we can use colour profiling, cognitive diversity, same sort of thing, to help bridge the gaps by recognising the similarities and the differences, which are nothing at all to do with culture. And oh, here we are, still not here, right? So I can do a song and dance. I missed the karaoke last night because there wasn't any, but I'm not going to do it now. So you're okay. I could. One of my proudest moments, I was training a bunch of female Arabs in Dubai on coaching, and at the end of it, they said, "Well, can you sing to us in Spanish, please?" So I did, and that may be the only thing they remember, but nevertheless, that's what it was. But it's always great fun. Okay, then, right. Well, I worked in 22 different countries. I run smart coaching and training with associates, and the mantra is there: 4 continents. Oh, here we're off. Off we go then. You've got the device. Here we are. This is me. Basically, the interesting bits are radio presenter, karaoke, and plays the piano, but the rest of it's all to do with work. And we're going the wrong way. So, what is transcultural competence? This is lifted off all the slides here, but it's a statement. The ability or willingness of individuals to intentionally develop shared meanings. So it's finding commonalities. And ultimately, it comes down to why not interact with people who live according to who they are and not according to the culture they've learned to live with. So your personality starts on all this lot. At the bottom there, you've got the human race and what you've learnt generally. And then you've got a social culture, which belongs to which generation you belong to, you behave a certain way, and your ethnicity, etc., etc. But ultimately, what makes you unique is your individual culture. And in every action, there's diversity in 3 different things. One is your national culture, how you've learned to behave according to where you are. And that could well be different from how you've learned to behave from where you were born. So you have to change your culture. Then you're working with an organization, and try as they might, they will try and instill their culture on you. And it's going to be different from who you are. And then ultimately, who you are is this. You've got your profession, you've got your gender, you've got your age. Your religion makes a difference, your ethnicity makes a difference, and there's many, many others. But the last one is the way you think. That's cognitive diversity. And I use this thing called colour profiling. I've used it for a long, long time. And it's based on Jung. And we have 4 different colours: red, yellow, green, and blue. The ones on the top, the blues and the reds, are the ones who think. And the greens and the yellows are the ones who are emotional. Equally, on the left-hand side, you've got the folk who like lots of detail and are very introvert. And on the right-hand side, you've got extroverts, the ones who don't like a lot of detail, the ones who go to parties. So everyone is some version of this. And most people have predominantly one of these colours. So what we're going to do now is an exercise. You've got 8 cards with statements on. I want you to pick 3 of them which best reflect who you think you are. Step 1, put those to one side. And when you've done that, you've got 5 left. I want you to go around the room and give those cards individually to who you think, based on what you know about them already, best reflects who they are. So you've got to get up and move about. Exercise for the morning is this, move around. But ultimately, you've still got to end up with a total of 8 cards, but keep the 3 you started with separate from the ones you're going to get now. And it means you have to stand up and move about. Yes, keep the 3 which you think best reflect who you are, and the other 5 you go around the room and give them to the people who you think best describes them. But you have to end up with only 8 cards left. So if you get too many, you have to get rid of those as well. This will look great on video, this will.
Do we need to give a good exercise? It's a very nice exercise.
Good.
I will adapt. Okay, adapt it to my scheme, of course.
Yeah, we have to have it.
Are we supposed to give more than one?
You have to keep 3 and get rid of all the others, and then collect. No, I'm not playing this game.
Yeah.
What does it say? All right, thank you.
The ones that I got, not
What?
I only got cards
You keep
because I didn't.
you keep 3.
No, but I didn't have a card deck here.
Oh, well, you got one.
So should I get away the one? Can I give away the ones that I got? No.
Well, yeah. Just sit and watch.
You want to sign?
What? You must end up with only 8 cards altogether. So if someone gives you too many, you've got to give them to somebody else.
So I have to give all.
No, you've got to keep your original 3, and you should have another 5 when we've finished, and not the same 5 as you started with. So
You talk about smiling later, okay?
Yeah, well.
Good decision. No, wait. We don't stay here. We go to Ellen. I like that. No. That's why. That's why you think of me as a decision maker.
Yeah. But also, I was bored.
now you're only supposed to have your original 3 and 5 more. You can sit down again. Yeah, you're allowed to sit down. One of my observations about this game, playing it in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia particularly, you get a room and all the women wouldn't stand up. All the men had to go around and move the cards about, and the women just sat there and they wouldn't move. Every single time, the same behavior.
What's your conclusion? What's your deduction of that behavior?
I have no idea. I really don't understand why.
For how long have you been doing it there?
I know, but even so, why would they do that? It's cultural, yes.
Yesterday we had totally different classification, and some people were mixing it with the one from yesterday, and it's totally different, you know.
Yeah,
Explain.
I know. All right. Okay, then. Will you all sit? There you are. I have a dog, and we know all of it's one. Sit. Now then, I want you to turn over the cards, your original 3, and see what the predominant colours are. And this sounds vaguely familiar. So whose main predominant color on the original ones is yellow? Okay. Who's got blue? Who's got red? God, nobody's got red. Oh, one. And green. Who's green? Let's have a look.
I
Oh,
can put 3 different colors.
well, you would have.
Yeah.
Some people are awkward. Now, turn over the colors on the cards you were given. And again, look at the predominant colors. And again, who's mainly red? Who's mainly green? Who's mainly blue?
Yeah.
And yellow? How many of you are different? The first set is who you think you are. And the second set is who they think you are. And are you the same? Do you think you are the same as they think you are? Oh, well, it's fairly unusual. Mostly say, oh my God, I always thought I was this, but usually I'm not. So, in more detail then, the reds tend to be extrovert, logical, no detail, very direct to the point. Logical and extrovert. The blues, we sort of yesterday, introvert, logical, they like rules, don't do emotions, don't do conversation. Yellows, extrovert and emotional, partially animals, but the problem is they don't ever finish anything. They start lots of stuff, they never finish anything. And the greens, oh my God, is everybody all right? Make sure everything's okay. And if everything's okay, then maybe we might make a decision. Well, unless that's right. So you've got to be very, very careful. And here's some more about behaviors, which I'm going to skip, but you can read afterwards. So fundamentally, and I'm using more than one product here. If you are red, your life is be brief, be bright, and be gone. But if you're talking to someone who's green, they want to know all these wonderful things about, show me you care. So when you've got your wonderful intercultural bunch of people, this is another way of sort of grouping people together. So the greens will tend to behave like this, and the reds behave like that. And the key skill to all this is, first of all, knowing who you are, and then learning how to identify traits of the people in the other colors, and talk to them in the way they preferred to be talked to, rather than the way you prefer to talk to them. So if you're a blue person and you want lots and lots of details and rules, and you're talking to a red person, and you've got to go to the red person and say, this is it, this is the reason, 2 lines, answer. That's all you're going to get from the red person. So having all this background won't help you. Equally, the reverse. And if you're building a team up, what you really want is a collection of people in all these different colors. So fundamentally, if you're building a team, you can have a team all different countries, but they're all the same color. You haven't got a diverse team. Similarly, you can have lots of different genders and different education. Education in class is very significant. And if they're all the same, wherever they've come from, on whatever sex they are, sexuality they are, you haven't got a diverse team. So when you're recruiting, you should be recruiting based on the colors of the team. And this is a very good example of a diverse team. And we use various different tools to do these assessments with, a bit similar to the ones that Pietro did yesterday. Takes 10 minutes. And ultimately, it's this then. Your cognitive diversity is universal. It's not affected by your culture. Importantly, the colors are distributed evenly regardless of your culture, regardless of your background, and regardless of your ethnicity. They're still distributed equally. So it's a way of building bridges without stepping on cultural toes, and it's a great way to communicate then. So why not interact with someone based on who they are and not based on where they live, their culture? That's it. So for me, this is my company, Smart Coaching and Training. I'm presenting in Madrid, in Malaga next Saturday, the Professional Speakers Association. And there's a podcast coming out on December the 18th of called People and Purpose. And that was a challenge for me because these guys are from Finland and they operate completely differently than the way I do. Thank you very much.